and it's a crucial period of time for the zoo to adjust the breeding methodology. Well, the adjustment is made in accordance with the actual situation. See, they are climbing up and down the trees. Is that normal that they are this active every day? So they mainly climb up the trees in a compound, they walk around, they play with the toys and some boxes. So they have a lot of activities going on through the day. Well, this is simply to train them with some basic life skills. You see, that milk is very flexible. It is able to climb up the tree very quickly. Some of the pandas, they don't grow that fast. So that's why they climb a little bit slow. These 11 pandas, they are playing very well on this platform in the theme of 2019. You see, one of the pandas dropped on the platform. They are very healthy. And today, we have also breeders or panda caretakers from the panda breeding base. So everybody is following closely this panda, and they're given a name when they were born. Can you tell me something about their names? Well, most of them, they already had their name, but some still haven't got a name. They are called, for example, He He and Mei Mei, and for the other pandas, they don't currently have a name. So who gave them the name? Well, the name was a result of an online campaign. Some of the names, they were given by their caretakers. So they each will have a name, right? Exactly. So, He He and Mei Mei, what does that mean? What does the name imply? Well, it implies virtually what it means. So, are you all very familiar with these pandas? Yes, we know the character of each and every panda. We know their personality and their daily activities. But to us, they all look alike one another. Can you distinguish them? Well, yes, they are actually different from one another. Some of them, they have bigger eyes, they have bigger circles in the eye, and some of the stripes on their bodies are very wide, some are very narrow, and they also have different body figures. We can distinguish from one panda from another. Well, to the public, all pandas, they look the same. They are in black and white, but they are actually different, and their hairs, they are also quite different, and they each have their own face, which is slightly different from one another. If their skin is licked by their mother, then the color changes a little bit. So their fathers are also raised here, but well, this is the kindergarten part, and in the future they will not meet their parents so often, and for this time being they have to get used to the kindergarten life, because when they are very young, they can live together in a crowd, they can learn from each other, they can play around with one another, but when they grow up, they turn to live alone. So now we just put everybody together, and they can learn and play with each other. This period finishes when they reach 2 to 3 years old. By then, we separate them, and then we move them to somewhere else. Well, they are not exactly of the same age. Is that correct? Yes, they are born in different months. Actually, they were born in the same year, but different months. How about this one? Well, this one is a little younger, yes. The Chenshu base has how many pandas, including those small ones? The Chenshu base has 68 pandas. Well, is it the most popular space in China? Yes. Among the 39 newly born babies, and 25 were actually born here. Is that correct? Yes. All right, thank you very much. So those little pandas, they are playing with the guidance of their caretakers. You see, one of them has climbed up onto that bridge, and it's very relaxed, and it's enjoying himself as idle, and by their parents, they are able to distinguish one panda from another. The Chenshu panda base is a very important one in terms of panda breeding and protection in China. And in 2018, there were 31 newly born panda babies, and 25 of them are from here. And at present, they are living in a very healthy fashion, and here they can have a garden for them to grow up very happily. China Panda Protection Base is the largest of its kind in China and in the world. So, how is the breeding like here in this base? And let's now interview another colleague. China Panda Protection Center now has a total of 285 pandas. We account for 60% of the panda population in the whole world. And this is also the largest one in the whole world in terms of the types of pandas, and also in terms of panda population. So you account for 60% of the world's panda population. If I didn't get it wrong, last year we set up a key panda protection lab here. which is a stunt support to your work here. Exactly. We applied in association with the National Forest and Grassland Administration for a national endangered species protection key laboratory. And this key laboratory is mainly established with the purpose of protecting big pandas and protecting animals in danger. So in addition to panda, you also protect other animals, like the golden monkeys, and also small pandas, and other endangered species in China. We also protect snow leopard. And this laboratory also provides some technical support to this base. The purpose of this laboratory is to further grow the species of panda so that eventually we can set them free in the wild. Starting from 2006, we started setting pandas free in the wild, and to this day we have released 11 pandas in the wild. If I didn't get it wrong, last year in November, at the National Protection Zone, we set free Xiaotao and Xinxin, and that was the first time from Chengdu. But prior to that, we mainly set free pandas in Ya'an in Sichuan. Are you tracking those animals in the wild? We are tracking the activity of these pandas with a team who use some monitoring tools. And to our monitoration, they are living in a very healthy manner. Do they all wear a band so that you can monitor their location and position? Well, for some of them, it takes only half a year for them to let free of the band, and which means that after half a year, we lose track of the panda. But some of them, they keep wearing the band for a very long period of time, but we keep receiving signals. I also heard that some of the pandas, they break into people's houses. Well, this is actually good news, because after many years of efforts, it only shows that those wild animals, those wild pandas, they are living very well in the nature, and some of them even come into where the people lives. But sometimes in winter, they mainly go to people's houses to seek for food. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Zhang. Well, now you see that those baby pandas, they are carried up by their caretakers. Well, this is another family photo in front of national TV, and this is simply sending a New Year greeting to all the Chinese here. Baby pandas wish all the Chinese a blessed New Year. Well, this is the second time they say New Year greetings to all of us. China Panda Protection and Research Center wishes all the Chinese a Happy New Year. Well, again, they send their New Year greetings to all of us. Well, after that, well, they have to be carried back to their home. Can we ask our photographers to once again focus on those pandas? So now they are carried back to their dorms, I would say, and well, this is a very brief face-to-face communication with those pandas. But I have another question to Mr. Zhang. And are we cooperating with other countries in the world in this aspect? We are working closely together with 13 countries and altogether 15 zoos. What is the cooperation about? Is it in research, or is it pushing Chinese pandas going global? Well, this is mainly in the field of research. We jointly research in panda protection. We also conduct some technical exchanges and trainings. So 15 zoos in 13 countries. So the panda has become a business card of the Chinese. Exactly. Well, this is the end of this activity for a face-to-face contact of the pandas with the Chinese. And in 2018, there were altogether 31 new pandas born. Among them, 25 of them are from this space. And there were also a lot of twins. And what you just saw today are 11 pandas. And you just saw them. They are very adorable. They are very lovely. They are very healthy. And on the platform right in front of us, they climb up the trees. They play with the toys. Now, if you look carefully, there is another panda who is left there. We have another panda here. Well, let's take more footage of this panda. Well, this panda is having some difficulty climbing down. All the other pandas, they were taken back to their homes. All right, this is the end of this activity. Well, there's still one panda playing here. Dear friends, in front of the TV, in front of screens, and this is the end of today's program. Thank you very much for watching.